In the years of Disney obtaining Star Wars, we've gotten a lot of content. Content that is either well received or not so well received. But one thing that I think we can all agree on is their ability to make new Star Wars comics. Marvel has done a very good job of releasing Star Wars comics almost all the time and almost at a very high quality level that everybody likes to read them, from the Darth Vader series to the main title to even sidelines like Dr. Aphra. One of those books that I really liked, and kinda cause of my bias on the character of Anakin, was the Obi-Wan and Anakin series that came out for a short limited of about 5 issues or so. Either way, I thought it was a very good comic. So then I started to think to myself, as I usually do in my big brain energies, was how could we get a sequel series? How could we get the same creative team back on the book and put it further into the story of Obi-Wan and Anakin? And you're already thinking now, hey Wes, didn't they just have, 3 movies, the Clone Wars series, the Clone Wars 2003 series? Don't we have enough Obi-Wan and Anakin? And I'd say no. No, we do not. There is never enough Obi-Wan and Anakin. But yes, how would a sequel series work? Well, I think there's one story that we have yet to get into between Obi-Wan and Anakin, and that is the knighting of Anakin Skywalker. For all of his existence, we don't really have an idea on what Anakin did to pass his final trials. We had the short instance in the 2003 Clone Wars that was kind of just Anakin yelling at Obi-Wan and then they chopped off his braid. And then that was it. Episode 3, he was already a knight. The Clone Wars TV series, he was already a knight, but he had Ahsoka as a Padawan. So I think what better way to establish Anakin's adventure as a character than in the comic series. Welcome back, finally, to another episode of Comics with Wes, and today we're doing a quick pitch of how a sequel series to Obi-Wan and Anakin could work. So the first thing we need to do is bring back the same creative team that worked on the 2016 version of Obi-Wan and Anakin. That's Charles Soule as the writer and Marco Checchetto as the artist. Checchetto's art on the series is downright godly, and Soule's ability to capture both Obi-Wan and Anakin's characteristics works perfectly well together. So I don't see a single problem with bringing back those two all-stars to continue the journey of these two characters in a very much older version of the two. We have to address where this story will take place. Obviously after episode 2, so we have a 20-year-old Anakin and about a 30-year-old Obi-Wan. As if we remember, at the end of episode 2, Anakin is still a Padawan. He lost his arm and got married. Sure, those are some big guy things, but he still hasn't lost that little, nasty little rat tail. Look at it. Zoom in. Look at that thing. But in doing so, we'll allow our writer to explore the evolving relationship of Obi-Wan and Anakin. Sure, in episode 2, they aren't that good of friends yet. In the Clone Wars, they are, and in episode 3, they really are. But in this sort of in-between area, we can see how they grew into becoming their Clone Wars versions. Through Obi-Wan getting older and wiser, Anakin becoming more daring and dashing and braver, and also becoming a Jedi Knight. The story could be simple. Anakin and Obi-Wan are sent off to a far-off planet in a mission on the height of the Clone Wars, or rather the beginning of the Clone Wars, and Anakin is given a more leadership role. Because if we remember at the end of episode 2, Anakin kinda had a little bit of issues of following orders and understanding the Jedi way. This was also hinted at in the 2016 version, where young Anakin actually really didn't even want to be in the Order until Obi-Wan got him to change his mind. But Anakin being allowed to lead a mission would also allow his character to grow and become more mature and become the smart general we see in the Clone Wars TV series. And if you want, you can have side characters appear, like Chancellor Palpatine could have an appearance, or even Padme, because imagine Checchetto's art drawing Padme. Have you seen this guy's Electra? Now imagine he draws a thick senator, bro. But all thirstiness aside, your main idea for this story is allowing Anakin to shine and create his own path, because that's what a Jedi Knight does. The difference between a Padawan and a Jedi Knight is that a Padawan has someone to learn from and follow each step with, whereas a Jedi Knight learns from everybody but also from themselves. We've seen this already with Anakin in episode 2 between his little baby tantrums and more, but now allowing Anakin to lead a fully fledged Clone Wars mission with Obi-Wan at his side will give us a chance to see the hero that we all know he'll come to be. You know, minus the whole killing kids and, you know, all that kind of dark shit. But also putting this story at the beginning of the Clone Wars era will allow our artist Chichetto to explore the vast and open worlds that the Clone Wars were fought in, and also the creative designs of the droids, armors for the clones, and general fun battle sequences. Because, again, Chichetto's art is going to be another part of your main seller for this book. Everybody loves Chichetto's art. So that's kind of the quick pitch of what I have for this series. I could make a longer video with a bigger script and stuff like that, but I think for now this really works. We've established a story of what we want to see from our two lead characters, Anakin becoming his own Jedi and going through his final trial, and also establishing the canon version of how he became a Jedi Knight. And with Obi-Wan, we get to see him becoming the wiser Jedi we all know him to be, while also leaving behind the mentor-teacher relationship with Anakin and establishing that sort of friendship, brother in arms we see throughout episode 3 and the Clone Wars TV series, while also giving great visuals to our readers with Marco Cicchetto on art, with battle scenes, character sequences, anything in between. If you liked my idea, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you think you have a better idea, go ahead and leave it in the comment below. I would love to discuss Star Wars with any of you. But I think overall, a new series of Anakin and Obi-Wan would be a good stepping stone into the Clone Wars eras within the comics. I don't understand why we don't have more Clone Wars in the comics, but I think for right now, using your two main leads from that prequel era would be a good way to get back into that era of Star Wars. This has been another episode of Comics with Wes, and honestly expect to see more Star Wars stuff, because this was pretty fun to make.